This is big breaking news. Multiple states are now announcing that they are moving towards ending property taxes for homeowners. This is huge, and they are talking about specifically making this a major benefit for seniors that have paid off their homes and have lived in their homes for a long time. So let's get into all the details here and get into the states that are proposing this really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos every day, keeping you updated on this big news, and it just helps to get these alerts out so people know. So this is what's going on. Multiple states just announced this. So we have the Florida governor, Ron Desantis. He just gave a speech I'm going to play for you guys. He is saying that Florida is moving to end property taxes statewide. This is huge. This is going to save people thousands of dollars every single year, right? And also another state, Tennessee, has just announced a constitutional amendment to potentially get rid of property taxes statewide as well too, right? Tennessee is looking into this proposal and is looking into voting on this plan as well. So this is spreading. More states could announce this soon. I want you to listen to the Florida governor really quick, and then we will talk more about it. Listen to this.
Subject their citizens to higher taxes, such as higher property taxes, to pay for these spending habits. And these property taxes, it's like you buy a home, you buy land, maybe you buy the home outright, but maybe you pay off a mortgage over 30 years. And then, okay, you've paid off the mortgage, you bought the land, you've been taxed many times. It's like, is it your property or not? Just for being on your property, you got to write a check to the government every year. So you're basically paying rent to the government to live on your own property. And our homestead exemption is not strong enough to help these folks because the property gets assessed so high. And that's the thing. If you buy a home for $300,000 and there's certain tax, well, then what? 10 years later, they say it's worth $700,000. And so, and they say, there's homestead stuff that helps protect you to a certain extent, but you're paying more. And a lot of people can't afford that. So I think that that's a big issue. And I know we're going to be really looking at ways to bring people relief from that, because I think it's been really something that's pinching a lot of homeowners, particularly seniors on fixed income. But the reality is people have seen, and this is not the state, we don't control this. We've not allowed any of that stuff to happen. We've been cutting taxes, but people have seen their property tax liability go up over these last years because the property is being assessed higher and higher. And the reality is you don't really know how much your home is worth until someone offers you money and is willing to pull the trigger on a sale. That's how a market works. You can say it's worth this much, but if no one's willing to come and offer you that much, then why should you pay taxes on that amount? And so there's a lot of things that need to be done with that. But as part of our DOGE initiative, our state task force will look into local government expenditures by utilizing publicly.
All right, so you heard that there. That was Governor Ron Desantis of Florida. He's talking about how they're looking into ending property taxes, right? And he said this is part of a broader initiative. They're creating their own DOGE sector, right? Their own Department of Government Efficiency sector for Florida. And what that is going to do is look into programs that potentially have waste and potentially are stagnant programs that nobody's even using, and also look into programs that could be facilitating fraud and things like that, where there's just like slush funds happening where money is just being thrown into these black holes and no one exactly knows where it's going, right? And he said that he's going to look into that on a state level, but also on a local government level for county governments as well too, are going to be subjected to these programs and these audits looking into what's going on exactly, right? And he's going to use that money savings potentially that could be there. They think it could be potentially billions of dollars. Going to use that money to potentially offset things like property taxes. And they're saying especially for seniors that have been in their home a long time, people that have paid their dues, right? They're looking into getting rid of it completely for them, and then also trying to lock in potentially property tax rates if they can't get rid of it for everyone. Lock in the rate at least when you buy your home, right? So a lot of loans are like that too. They lock in your interest rate. It's a fixed rate mortgage, so you know exactly what the cost is, and then the cost is the same for 30 years, right? You pay the same mortgage payment for 30 years, nothing changes, and that agreement was made 30 years ago, right? And he's looking into potentially some type of program for that for property taxes as well too. So if your taxes are $2,000 a year, whatever it is for you, then, and I know it's some areas are more than others, right? And that's why, that's one of the benefits to living in more rural areas, is most of the time the property taxes are lower, right? Obviously you're getting less services, there's less roads, there's less maintenance, most likely, things like that, but your property taxes are probably going to be lower in more rural areas compared to cities and things like that. But they're looking into fixed rate property taxes as well too. So if it's $2,000 a year, once you get your mortgage, then they're looking into locking that in. So that's what you're paying as long as you have this house and until you move, and then you might have to lock in a new rate, right? Same thing with interest rates as well too for mortgages. So let me know what you guys think down below of this plan. I definitely think it's interesting, and I think it would be nice to have the extra money, right? As long as this could offset, it's not going to like show up somewhere else as tax, something else, or somewhere else some other tax is just going to be increased sales tax or something along those lines, are just going to make up for it somewhere else, right? As long as it's not something like that, as long as they're able to like balance the sheets, balance the budget, balance the books with these tax offsets, then I think it's great, right? Where they can like find programs that are just kind of wasting money, not really doing anything for our society or for people, not really giving anyone much of a benefit. Find these programs, find the fraudulent stuff inside of it, and then use that money to offset the taxes. I think that's a good idea, right? So let me know what you think down below. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying prepared, staying stocked up. I hope you guys have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.